Hi, girlfriends. Welcome to Girlfriend to Girlfriend.
Broadcast. Wait for broadcast.
Oh.
No.
Hi, girlfriends. Welcome to Girlfriend. I'm Allie Jabbour, and I'm the founder of the Girlfriends Club. And I'm so excited to welcome you back this week. Thanks for tuning in. I hope since I saw you last week, you've been living your best life, or at least trying to. I know how difficult it is during these times. So we need to stay positive. We need to stay upbeat. We need to keep girlfriending and staying connected. So once again, I'm joined by my really good friend, Jane Hanson, and we're here to girlfriend with you tonight. There she is. Hey, beautiful.
You just about caught me trying to put on a bit of last minute lipstick, but
you look gorgeous, right? So we talked last week about throwing compliments, their verbal hugs. So you look beautiful.
Thank you, but I'm not very happy with my hair. Although, can I show you something? I don't know if you can see this, but look, today I went lunch with a friend, my friend Ann Akers, and she took this picture of me by a boat. And I thought, if I could just hop on that boat and sail.
Yeah. Girl, I'm thinking who owned that boat? That's pretty bougie, honey.
Well, I stood there for a long time, but nobody showed up.
Nobody showed up. Well, that's first of all, it's a great dress. You styled beautifully. And needless to say, I'm a little bit jealous that you're down in Florida and I'm in New York, where it was a high of, I think, 36 today. So I don't want to talk about the weather. I want a girlfriend with you. What did you girls talk about today? Anything we need to know about?
Oh. Well, we talked a little bit about things like, okay, can I show you? We talked about lighting.
Yeah, I need those.
Lights. Like, they're the best things. And I don't know if I told you this, but so, Patti LuPone, who's the great star. So Patti once, many years ago, gave me a t-shirt and it said, if all the world's a stage, I just want better lighting.
You know what? This is impressed upon you because you said that last week. I feel like it's a message.
Did I say the same thing last week?
Yes, you did. It's good. It's all good. Now I think we have to ask Patti LuPone to join us. And wear her t-shirt because it's all about that. Oh, and speaking of t-shirts, girlfriends, so I had invited you all to the first 10 who direct messaged me. I would send you a t-shirt and I was like inundated. And thank you so much. I will be doing that again on this episode. So if 10
right here,
girlfriends, there you go, Jane, that DM me, I will be sending you a Girlfriends Club t-shirt. Life is short, buy the shoes, drink the wine, eat the dessert. So hit me up on my Facebook DM.
One of the things Ann and I did talk about today was somebody who is creating a whole, I don't know if I should give this information away, but they're creating a podcast that's all about women and their shoes.
Oh, you know how I feel about my shoes, and we're going to talk about some shoes later when we throw it to lifestyle. But I'm telling you, shoes are a thing. Imelda Marcos, she was way ahead of all of us with her collection.
How many did she have?
Was it like thousands, and they were all fancy bougie shoes, which give it whatever. But a girl's got to have some kind of a vice, and that's not the worst one in the world.
I think shoes would actually be quite a lovely one for all things.
I know, I just need a black card or something, but
yeah, me too.
What size shoe do you wear?
For some of those shoes.
Yeah. What size shoe do you wear?
I wear a 7.5, but I have really short feet and I have very wide feet because I have my mother's bunions.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. That's a whole other episode.
I never lead with my feet ever when I'm meeting.
Is that true?
Never lead with the feet. It's always like, let's talk about my something else.
Your gorgeous brown eyes. Yeah.
Anything but the feet.
I feel the same way. I wear a size 10 and my feet arrive before I do.
Size 10. I have never noticed that. Seriously?
Yeah. Yeah. My feet arrive before me all the time. Mm-hmm. Big time. Yeah, I know. Hard. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I want to share with you. So does everybody like this top? It is flannel.
I know you told me that.
Is that right? Isn't this fun? I mean,
where'd
I
you
just
get
feel
that?
like I'm being like hugged, and it feels so nice and cozy.
But it's
And I
just
thought, why not pull it out?
yeah. When I sat down tonight, I'm like, oh, you look so sexy.
I don't look sexy. If you only saw the bottom.
But seriously, where'd you get it?
So I got it this little
from pajamas.com or something like that.
Used to be great pajamas, so who's kidding who if there's any designers watching.
Yeah.
Just this little boutique, and it was private labeled, so they must have picked it up somewhere. But you know, it's really cozy and fun, and I find that as soon as the summer Indian summer goes away, I find myself really wanting to feel cozy, you know, and warm, and wear soft clothing, and you know, just kind of relaxing clothing. You know, during the day, I'm very rigid. What's the word? You know, I'm more structured.
Yes,
with my taste.
You're looking professional, at least from the waist up.
Yes, because the waist down.
Well, you are not professional on the bottom part of your body.
Waist down, hard to say. You know, me and my joggers. I love my joggers, but I think I was overwhelmed. I just want to say thank you to our audience, because last week, I mean, I was overwhelmed with the amount of folks that tuned in, and I was thrilled to receive all the different messages about topics that they'd be interested in. So one of the most impressive amount of comments was that about relationships and intimacy during COVID.
Oh,
so
man.
We're going to dive into that conversation.
Well,
and then we're going to segue over and talk every week about some of our favorite things. So as I was doing some research and some phone calling around, you know, just look, you know, the intimacy conversation, the relationship conversation, especially during COVID, you know, there's a lot of relationships that have gotten closer, and a lot of relationships that have gotten fractured. And many of the ones that got fractured were because they were seeing each other too much. It's like, it's a lot. And someone said, how do I get that back? Like, how do I get the, you know, that little, you know, spark back? And I think that that's probably, you know, a pretty common thought, right? That,
you know, the problem is that I see is that we have lived in such busy worlds where for a lot of people, they were almost paths crossing at times. And then maybe the weekends would be the times they were really together. But, you know, everybody's working hard. If you have children, they get into the mix. If you've got, you know, it's just, I think it was really hard in our BC before COVID lives. Wasn't BC like before Christ too? But
yes.
Just saying.
But for us, it's before COVID.
Yeah. So we kind of got into habits of the way we were living our lives. And all of a sudden those habits took this like sharp left turn. And I think when you haven't spent as much time together as you used to, I think it becomes very difficult to suddenly figure out who are we. And plus, I got to tell you, I don't know about you, Allie, but for me, I just feel like there's this thing hanging over our heads about, you know, the whole, what we're doing right now, the whole COVID thing. It's like, we really, it's, you can have a great day and you got all this stuff going on. And then all of a sudden you go, oh yeah, I got to think about that again. And so it's almost like it's like, I call it a COVID hangover, because it's like you just constantly have this thing that is just on your shoulders wearing you down. And I think that really has to affect relationships. I know many couples who have become so much closer. And I've talked to them about why, and they said, you know, we haven't spent this much time alone together since we first started dating. And now we've been married for 10 years, or we've been together for 15 years. And we're rediscovering each other because we're being forced to. And I think that's cool. But there are also other couples I know that are they're just so angry with each other. They hate their habits. They're like, I can't believe you did that. And why didn't you take care of this? And, you know, all these do-it-yourself home projects that people are doing because they think it's a great idea and it's a wonderful time to do them. But maybe they disagree about how they're doing it, or maybe they don't like it, or maybe they don't want it. You know, it's just, there's so much.
Yeah, and you're constantly, so you've transformed your home into your workspace, and you know you're not used to what your partner is like at the office or what those habits are. And I was girlfriending before, and I was sharing the fact that, well, it's me and my two kids and my dog and Daisy in the house, but I always make an effort to leave work alley outside, and I come in and a mom, because they don't really want that. They don't want to know. They don't really
Yeah, but
care
how successful
about.
are you really doing that? Because I know damn well you're answering emails at 9 o'clock at night.
But that's after we're like had dinner and we've had like a moment. But I say that also, with your spouse or your boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, you want to be present with them. They don't, this everybody's under so much stress and pressure. I walked into Walgreens today without my mask on. I walk in and everybody's looking at me and I'm like, what did I do? And I'm like, oh my God, I forgot my mask. I'm like, this is I felt like I was getting a naughty girl slip, but I mean, and again, I know, it's like, what are you doing? But I think the point is that, and it just, piggybacks what you're saying. We are under so much stress and pressure. Plus, much of this is just laid on ourselves, right? I mean,
well, but that's what women do.
Right. We're masters at it. I got to make this right. I got to do this right. I want to make this happy. I got to do this. But really, at the end of the day, we have no control over anyone else. But as far as, our partners and our spouses, like waiting, for them to hang up the phone and maybe to start like a spark, bring them over a glass of wine, tell the kids when the door's closed, we're having a powwow. It's important to date, your partner and set up special time and place and have those, moments. And I'm not just saying, it's intimate moments. It doesn't have to be all sexy moments, but just having a conversation, being present, looking at each other in the eye. We're always so fast, even now, even though we're trapped, we're still moving fast. And, I think that's really important.
Well, I've had people tell me that they are working harder than they ever have in terms of being glued to their laptop and they've gained time. People have gained time because we're not commuting, we're not going out to lunches, we're not going out to business dinners. We've gained time, which time is the most precious commodity we have in our entire lives. So if we've gained all this time, then why aren't we using it to better our relationship or better or everything about us? But somehow that seems to be elusive. So I think some really good stuff to do. Where's this book? I have this book. Hold on.
Yep. Go get your book. Love it.
It's called Lifespan, Why We Age and Why We Don't Have to. And I thought, what a great time to read this and see how we could actually figure out how to stop the aging process. I need a fountain of youth, but however, that's not one.
Well, if that book has the fountain of youth map, let's hook up with that guy and go find it.
Exactly. But I have I've got a whole folder here that's full of things that all talk about how can I better myself in this time when maybe I've got a few spare minutes to actually think about it. And, you wake up in the morning and you go, what is this day going to bring? And I don't know. I just really think we all need to work on it because
I agree with you. It sounds to me like that's something that I can really use for 2021, if not right this second, because like I said, we tend to put ourselves last. And
do. And like
and-
here, so here's this magazine from the Wall Street Journal, and look, they go, simple pleasures, the new necessities. I mean, because that's what it is. It's all about just what can we do that would be really, that just makes us happy. And it's got to be simple because there's no other choice.
you're absolutely right, which I think this is a good time to talk about our favorite things.
I
Right?
led you to that, baby.
Wow, you just threw that real good. So what you bring?
Well, because I'm in Florida, everybody needs to have these.
Oh, those are snazzy. Yes.
But these are, Tacovas, and they sent a little thing for my drink, so I'm really happy with that.
Beautiful. So booties, girl, booties.
Booties, because that dress I was wearing today, that red dress, I really bought the dress to go with these. But then
That's great.
it was so warm today in Florida that boots weren't going to cut it.
Just rub it in. Go ahead.
Really, I'm serious. You got to check this company out. You know why they're so great? Because A, they're not that expensive. B, they're really, really super comfortable, and the fit is fabulous. And
I love the color.
Yeah,
It's a
and
great
they've got
color.
the same things in navy blue and gray and black, and you name it. So that's one thing I brought. Now it's your turn for one thing.
Okay, so one of my favorite things, everybody's always saying like that I look tan. So I am a huge fan of Rodan and Fields. This is their foaming sunless tanner. I use it in between, in the summer, but probably in the fall and winter every other day. And it just gives me a really nice glow. But the best part is that it's not sticky.
Yeah.
It doesn't like land on my sheets. And I usually put it on after my,
Wait,
I
when
used
put it on in the morning or at night?
Well,
or
that's
are
the
you going to
thing.
bed after you put it on in the middle of the day?
I used to put it on in the evening. Now, after I shower and dry off completely, then I put on this sunless tanner, put my makeup on, and then by the time I need to get dressed, it's all dry. So highly recommend. It's not that expensive. It's, I think, $24, Rodan and Fields, and it works for all, different skin types. So that's one thing I brought.
I love it.
What you got?
So I have this, I've been using this is new, but you see, I don't know if you can see the label.
Let me see.
This
Bring
is
it up.
L'Oreal, and it's called,
Okay.
oh, my light is shining. Here, I'm going to turn my light off for just a moment. I'll turn.
Oh no, the perfect lighting. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, L'Oreal, Revitalift. Okay.
Revitalift, but what they are little pads, and you take them.
Oh, I heard about these.
Okay, so they're like, they bring lightness and illumination to your face, but you have to, it's when after you've washed your face,
right?
You use these on them.
Jane, do they have the vitamin C in them? I think I was reading about the different properties and it like brings out the glow.
Let me look.
That's really great. And that I love that because you can buy that in Walgreens, Rite Aid, wherever, Target.
I've worked with every major makeup artist in the world because of my work in, on television. And I had all these great, and I'd say, oh, I'm going to use this product and this product and this product. They go, well, no, here, go to the drugstore and get this.
Right.
But I mean,
I
it
love
depends.
that.
I mean, it really depends because there are fabulous, wonderful there are wonderful products out there, but there's so much. Here's my thing about this kind of stuff is there's so much to choose from that you don't know what to get. And the only way we really find out is by talking to our girlfriends.
I know. Our girlfriends tell us. And so perfect segue over because you're in the drugstore. You're going to laugh with this one, but it's one of my favorites. It's Trader Joe's. Okay, Trader Joe's. You can go and get your string beans and all of your foods. But this is moisturizing. They call it moisturizing face lotion. I just love it for my neck and my shoulders. It's so great. It's like $4. Trader Joe's, everybody. Trader Joe's.
You were so funny. Well, before we started, we were talking about, you were asking me what makeup I use.
Yeah.
My main thing every single day is this BB cream.
Yeah.
And
that's right.
And it has, it's got an SPF of 20 in it. And so I wear this winter, spring, summer, fall. It's always on. Sometimes I put nothing over the top of it. and it's just the best stuff. And it's hard to find because I've got the medium to deep, which I know doesn't look like I should need that. So that, you know, but I find the light one is too light. Anyway, so that's great.
That's awesome.
But now I want to go to luxury because.
Oh, you're going luxury? Okay.
I'm
Go luxury.
A little luxury because I just got this.
Oh,
so
that packaging is gorgeous.
Okay, and here is the candle.
Gorgeous.
It's smell-o-vision. You would just die. Now this particular one is, which it's like, it's not gardenias. It's called, I can't find the name. It's called Starry Night. Starry Night, which I thought would be very romantic, you know, like this candle when you want that moment. They have a lot of pine scents. They had pomegranate. They had some.
I love that.
And fall stuff. But Starry Night just resonated with me.
Beautiful. All right, so you went luxury, but I'm going to go back to mainstream. We have to talk about my Costco slippers.
Oh.
Hi, everybody. These are such a get. $19.99 at Costco.
Did you buy me a pair?
You just got to go, honey, if I knew you were a size 7.5, I couldn't find a 10. I was like pulling all the boxes apart, kicking people out of the way. Can you find what, you know, they have one size 10 and like 54 7s and 8s. I mean, I don't get it. But one of the luxury things that I use, Jane, is this shampoo. It's by Fanola, and it's from Milan, and it protects brown colored hair.
Well, I don't have that. Maybe I do. No, I need protection gray colored hair, but go on.
It has an extra blue pigment, so your hair doesn't go orange. That's what happens with us brunettes. So this helps protect the brown.
Why does your hair orange?
The sun will oxidize it.
During this,
it'll make it orange. So this cuts the orange. This is, I could drink this stuff. It's so good. When COVID first hit and I heard that it was like erupting in the Lombardy region, I'm like, that's where Milan is. That's where my shampoo is. But it's
so
lucky.
You go out and buy every single bottle.
I got 2 bottles. You use like a dime's worth, so it lasts a long time, and you don't use it every shampoo. But that's one of my my luxury items.
Is that phyllo like PHY or FI?
It's FONOLO, Fanolo.
Okay.
Fanolo.
Where do you have to go to get it?
Actually, they have it at Ulta.
Oh, good.
And my hairstylist, they carry it also. You can get it at probably a beauty supply store. But like I said, it lasts a long time. It is a costly product. I said, you know, luxury, it's like $28, but it lasts for several months. So yeah, so I love that.
And how much you wash your hair?
I wash my hair every day.
Do you really?
Yes.
Why?
Girl, I go to the gym every day. My hair is soaked.
I mean, I want to go to the gym every day, but I run or I swim or I ride my bike or something. But
yeah, I get all sweaty and gross. It's the truth. And I know if my gym girlfriends are watching right now, they're like, oh yeah, she doesn't look like that. I go hardcore. So what can I say? Maybe we should leave the conversation at that.
Oh no, I want more.
So next week we're creeping on Thanksgiving. So I'm going to challenge you. I think next week maybe for our little
cooking.
Well, no, I'm going to challenge you to make a cocktail.
Oh, well, that's a good one. I will get my daughter to help me because she is really good at that stuff.
Okay, so I think for our little lifestyle segment, we're going to talk cocktails for the holidays, or the Thanksgiving holiday. Because then we're going to have, you know, the Christmas and Hanukkah cocktails. Then we're going to have New Year's Eve. I think all of December, we're going to have to throw it to some kind of liquor.
Is this like literally going to become a show for
cocktails?
Is that what we're doing?
Well, we can make mocktails too.
No, I'm fine with the mixologist. I just wanted to know because I got to get prepared.
I think we could probably bring on a fun mixologist. I mean, there's a lot of. I think we're onto something.
I think we could.
Well, I would love to hear from our audience again. So please, leave some messages of what you would like to hear us talk about. We are definitely going to be having some guests as we're moving forward in the calendar. And as we put our social media out, we'll be letting you know what our topics will be. But we're going to rely upon all of you to help us figure out what we should talk about. And then we'll figure it out from there. But this is fun.
I really would love to know other things that people want to know about, because I think, one of the reasons, as we were talking earlier about how we all kind of feel a little dragged down, I think part of the issue is that we're getting close to these holidays and nobody knows what to do and how to celebrate them. And we're all really sad that we might not be able to be with people we want to be with. And all those parties we are used to. I mean, I've had so many traditional parties that they've all written me and said, no, we're not doing it this year. We're not doing it this year. We're not doing it this year, including my fabulous lutefisk party that always takes place. Do you know what lutefisk is?
No.
It's a Norwegian bottom feeding fish that tastes like blubber, but it's a tradition. So.
Oh, I'm all for traditions. You do you. You do you. And I'll stick with my Spanish and Lebanese roots. That's all good.
I would love also to know about people's traditions and how they're going to work around them.
Yeah.
And what they're going to do. I mean, there's so much that we can talk about.
To talk about. So, well, thank you. Once again, we fly through these minutes together. Everyone out there, girlfriends, thank you for girlfriending with us. We'll be back next week. Until then, Jane, have a good one.
And get good lighting.
And I'm going to get good lighting. Next week, I'm going to look. I'm going to be my best light.
Kisses.
You're the best. Thank you. Bye, everyone. See you next week.